Hi, my name is Dr. Michelle Ehrig. Welcome to the Dr. Test Prep YouTube channel. I am sitting at a park in Katy, Texas on my way to a conference, and I am thrilled to be able to help you with your math knowledge. Now, we are now going to be talking about solving algebraic equations. As always, if you have not been part of my channel, make sure you get the free book, and the first half of the video is always easier because I'm a teacher. And I'm trying to build your skill set so that when you get to the ASVAB-like questions, you have more confidence because you understand the why. So I'm really teaching you. So get the free book. If you want the paid version, the details are at the end of the video. It's only $49 and half the money supports nonprofits, including soldiers and troops. All right, so we're going to start off by talking about inverse operations with one-step equations, going on to two steps, x's on both sides, and then really getting at the ASVAB-like questions. So again, as y'all know with me, we start like we don't know what we're doing, and then we get stronger. So some of you might be ready to just fast forward to the middle, and that's totally okay. But I got to stick with my style. We're going to start basic, build our skills, and go further. If you think you know these already, you should probably be doing them before you watch the video. I'm just saying. All right, let's do this. Why am I waving goodbye? We haven't even done the math yet. Here we go. So for those people who like steps, they're written out, but basically what's the operation? Do the opposite. That's pretty much how it is for these one-steppers. So here we've got x plus 7. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So to keep everything balanced, we subtract 7 from both sides. And wouldn't that be wonderful if it was as easy as that? Now there is also substitution. So for those of you, for the harder problems, it might actually be easier to do substitution. But because I'm trying to build skills, I'm not doing the substitution way on purpose, at least for right now. So here we've got 5x equals 35. This 5 is being multiplied by the x. The opposite of multiplication is division. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. X equals 7. Here, this is subtraction. The opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. X equals, I owe you $4, but I give you 9, so I give you $5 extra. When we get to inequalities, you will have to flip the sign. It's not in this lesson, but when we do straight division with an equal sign, the signs stay the same. So we're going to divide both sides by -3. I'm sorry, the equal sign stays the same. These cancel because -3 divided by -3 is +1, so we just need the x. A positive divided by a negative is negative. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And if you don't know that, y'all need to get those games on your phone and get your multiplication facts going, because that is something you can do when someone is driving you to McDonald's or you're sitting in an Uber. You can't study my ASVAB stuff, but you can certainly play a game on your phone and learn your multiplication facts. Moving on. This is x divided by 4 equals 6. The The inverse operation to division is multiplication, or the opposite of dividing is multiplying. These cancel, so I'm left with 6 times 4. 24. This is tricky. This is saying, okay, I'm adding 8, but I need to do the opposite of it. So sometimes I tell kids, anytime you have a plus and minus in a row, like you're adding -8, it's really the same thing as just subtracting 8. And sometimes them seeing the plus and minus together and knowing it's okay to put the minus makes this step easier, because then they just are like, oh, I just have to add 8 to both sides, which is really all they need to do. All right, now what we're going to do is we are still isolating the variable, but we're going to try to get the x by itself first. So we're going to move the constants and then move the x's. So I circled the 3x to show you that that's the idea that we're keeping. So the first thing we have to do is move the 7. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. Now that the only thing left we have to do is multiplication versus division, it's like reverse PEMDAS or reverse order of operations. We're all set. Here, I like to do things in double steps, but I'm going to show you it the slow way first, but in future ways, I might show you the double steps. So I like to move all my x's to one side first, and I usually move them where the x is going to stay positive. Now I'm going to do the inverse operation, or the opposite of subtraction, which is addition. And then I can divide both sides by 3. All right, here we're going to do a distribution first. So we got 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And then we just do our inverse operations. Add 8 first. Divide both sides by 4. Here, I'm going to show you my way that I like to do these. Notice how this is 3x and this is 2x. So there's more x's on the right-hand side. So that means for me, I like to subtract the 2x so my x's stay positive. And I like to do that because it makes it easier when there's inequalities. These come right down. Then the other thing I like to do is because this is going over here to give me x, I need to move this to this side. So the opposite of subtracting 4 is adding 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. These cancel, and I'm done. And actually, I learned this kind of a little bit from one of my students years ago who was from Portugal, because they do their algebra by, well, at least she does it long way, like it's all on the same line. So I just thought that was really interesting that way. All right, moving on. Let's switch back to a prettier color. This 6 just chills till we get rid of our parentheses. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Then we want to simplify. So these numbers, we've got 2x, 6 minus 6 is 0, so they essentially canceled out on this side. Then we can divide both sides by 2 and get x equals 7. Here, same thing. Now, some people will say before you distribute, just divide both sides by 3. That is true as long as everything is parentheses. I don't like you guys learning that strategy because if this was more complex, like on problem number 11, it doesn't work all the time. So there's more chances to make errors. So that's why I like to do it this way. And I'm not really explaining a lot because we've already covered the scale pretty solidly. All right, now it gets to be a little bit more complex. So we're going to do 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 7 is 14. And then we subtract. It should be positive 14, and that should be negative x. Okay, now we simplify. On this side, I've got 6x minus 11. Here, I've got 2x minus 1x is just x plus 14. So I have more x's on the left, so I'm going to move this x over. That gives me 5x, and because I like to do the double step, I'm going to make this 11 cancel over here, which means I have to put it over here. Now I can just divide both sides by 5 and get x equals 5. All right, 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times 1 is positive 3. And remember, we stop our distribution because the parentheses stop. Combine like terms, 4x plus 2x is 6x. Here, there's only that 1x, negative 2. And this is one where it just doesn't work because we're end up getting 0x. So this is one that I probably have to do something else. But if we do it like this, we end up getting 0 equals 10, which is not possible. And I'm going to just double check my work real quick. Yep, that doesn't work. So if we were graphing these, we would have parallel lines. Fun fact. All right, moving on. 5 times x is 5x plus 10 minus 3x plus 2. This is ridiculously long. 4x plus 6 plus x. So here we've got 5x minus 3x is 2x. 10 plus 2 is 12. Here we've got, that's a plus sign. 4x plus x is 5x. And then the 6. There's more x's on the right, so I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And then that means I'm going to change my color and move the 6 to the other side by subtraction so that these cancel. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. All right, my brain's starting to hurt with all this computation. 4 times 2 gives us negative 8x. Negative 4 times negative 3 gives us positive 12. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is positive 6. Lots of positive x's at the end. 6x minus 8x is negative 2x. 4x plus 6. There's more x's on this side, so I'm going to add 2x to both sides. These cancel. Oh well. And then I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides and get x equals 1. Almost there. 2 times 3 is 6x. 2 times 1 is 2. Then here we change our signs. Negative x. Negative times a negative is positive 4. Then we've got 4 times x. 4 times 2. And then we've got our x hanging out. Simplify this side. 5x plus 6. Simplify this side. 3x plus 8. Subtract 3x from both sides because there's more x's on the left. Subtract 6 from both sides. X equals 1. Last one of these long ones. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 5 is 15. Stop. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Equals 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 is positive 12. And why not have a plus x at the end? All right, positive 3 and positive 2 gives me 5x. 15 minus 2 gives me positive 13. 4x plus x, well, look at that, gives me 5x. So this is another one that's not solvable. Okay, if this wasn't here, then we'd have x equals negative 1. But that one's not solvable, which is no big deal. All right, now we're going to deal with fractions and decimals. It's our last set of left, and I can slow down a little bit because I still have 10 minutes left for these 6 questions. So I've got x divided by 3 plus 5 equals 11. So I'm going to look at this as one idea. So I'm going to start by subtracting 5 from both sides. Now this is division. The inverse operation to division is multiplication. Same concept here. Add 2 to both sides. The inverse operation of division is multiplication. Now, there are people who will tell you multiply everything by 4. And I think in some of the decimal problems, I had us multiply everything by 10 or everything by 100. That is a way to do it if you're good at it. If you're not good at it, don't do it. And don't also do it until the very last steps, because that way you don't have to worry about having bigger numbers to deal with. All right, here we've got 0.5x plus 3 equals 7. Subtract 3 from both sides. Now you have to think about, okay, what number that when I take half of it gives me 4? So maybe you already know the answer's 8, but if you didn't, we would have to do, actually, let me show you the multiplication trick now, mine as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by 10 because that gets rid of my decimal. This just becomes plain old 5x, and this becomes plain old 40. If this had 2 decimals, I would multiply by 100. 3, I would multiply it by 1,000. As soon as we do that, it's a whole lot easier to be like, oh yeah, x equals 8. Done. All right, here we've got 2/3 x plus 4 equals 10. Subtract 4 from both sides. 2/3 x equals 6. Now, you can multiply by 3/2, which is the reciprocal. I'm going to show you that we're going to just first multiply by the denominator just to get rid of it. And then we'll divide it by 2. This gives us the same answer anyway, but you're less likely to make an error. Okay. Here we've got, whoops, I was already thinking ahead. Did too many, 9. All right, here what we're going to do is we've got x over 5 plus x over 2 equals 7. So this is one where I tell my kids, all right, let's just find what's the least common multiple. Like what number can both of those go into? And both of them can go into 10. So we're going to multiply every single term, every single idea by 10 so that we can get rid of our fractions. So 10 divided by 5 gives me 2. So 2x. 2 goes into 10 5 times, so this becomes 5x, and 7 times 10 is 70. Add these up, and then divide. Done. All right, here, some of you might turn 0.25 into 1/4 x. That's totally fine. What we're going to do is do 0.25x minus 1 equals 3. We'll add 1 to both sides. 0.25x equals 4. And let's get rid of the decimal. So there's 2 decimal points. So we're going to multiply each one of these by 100 so that we can get rid of the decimal. Now it's a lot easier. If you think of money, you can just be like 4 quarters and $1, $4, 16 quarters. Or you could have gone over here and say, okay, well, I can do it this way and get x equals 16. Either way works. All right, that's the end of this lesson on linear equations. Our next lesson is all about inequalities. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. The full course with another 700 questions and video answers is available at heydrtestprep.com for only $49 to get ready for the AFQT. Half of all proceeds support nonprofit initiatives with at least $10 of your purchase supporting troops and veterans. All right, bye guys. We got this.